Hello everybody and welcome to Judge Mathas, and today on trial stands Lichdom Battlemage by Xaviant Studios, a game that I've had the pleasure of following for a couple of years now and was able to try it a couple of times at varying different conventions, most notably PAX East last year, though it was at PAX Prime this year. And Lichdom Battlemage is done by a studio called Xaviant Studios, and Xaviant Studios, as far as I understand from my research, actually has only produced this game so far. They're a group of about 50 people, if I can get the words out, that have self-funded themselves and self-funded this game. So in that respect, they're indie, I guess. It's an indie game. This is currently out on Steam for $40, and Lichdom Battlemage touts itself to be a lot of different things, from RPG elements to Diablo elements to first-person shooter elements, but most notably, ooh, did my game just crash? No, it didn't. I apologize. You might be seeing a black screen right now. I apologize. So we're going to go ahead and do that and do this. We should be back in business. We are. All right. So yeah, it touts itself to do a lot of things, including, basically, its biggest thing it says is it makes magic users in RPGs badass. And while I don't necessarily disagree with the things that they say it is, the game is a little bit more of a simpler concept than I believe it tries to put forth, which isn't a bad thing, before anybody goes, oh, well, I don't want it. We're going to jump in. I've put about 3 to 4 hours into this game so far. Most of that was on stream about a week and a half ago before I left for PAX Prime. And, you know, I've really grown to enjoy the game itself. So let's take a look at the options for everybody who's, you know, interested in that stuff. So graphical options, not a whole lot here. You got your resolution, your VSync, your system specifications and stuff, but there's not like a massive amount of customization you can do with the graphics itself. For a lot of people, that's going to bother them. For me, I'm not huge into that. So as long as I have the ability to customize my resolution and do like a, I think like a custom build we can right here. Oh, maybe I lied. Here it is. Custom build right here and do some of the basic stuff. I'm very happy. I have played other games where this is a lot more detailed. I personally hate motion blur. I'm going to turn that off. I don't know why I left that on. And you can actually do full screen windowed if you do enjoy that, which I actually like to do for recording. And for some reason, I'm not doing it. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the game, and we're going to talk about what this game actually is and why I think it's a little bit more of a simple concept than they kind of push forth, or what a lot of people are saying. So if we go ahead and resume our game, we're going to be jumping back in. Again, I say simple concept, and it's coming off as if that's a bad thing, and I really don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think this game does what it shoots and aims to do very, very well. Once we load up, I'll talk, like I said, a little bit more about it. I just want the game to kind of load in, and once it's loaded up, we'll talk a bit more. All right, game is loaded up, and welcome to Lichdom Battlemage. Right away, you're going to notice this game is actually quite pretty, and that's something I am going to talk about right away. This is something I noticed at PAX East, and this is something I noticed while playing it. The game looks pretty damn good. It's by no means like top of the line, but it is powered by the CryEngine 3, and it shows. The CryEngine is notable for its relatively gorgeous visuals, and more importantly, this game runs silky smooth. I'm talking 60 frames and above almost at all times when I play this game. I have had reports from other people saying the game does not run smoothly for them, or it runs kind of broken here and there. Like it has varying degrees of success during play, but for the most part, people have not had a problem running it, and I personally have had no problem running the game, and it looks really good. And this is on highest specs, and granted, my graphics card is a 780 GTX, but my processor, on the other hand, is a little bit lower than that. Let's put it that way. So, what is Lichdom Battlemage? Well, it is a first-person shooter. More notably, it's an arena shooter, but instead of having guns, you have yourself spells like this, and you can kind of do all kinds of cool things. And that's the simplest way of explaining it. A lot of people say it's a Diablo-like thing, and there are, though there are Diablo elements, it is very much an arena shooter. You are going from level to level, and within those levels, room to room, clearing enemies, and then from there, going ahead and going to the next room and doing the same thing. And we're going to go to this room right here, and I'm going to show you how kind of combat works. So, enemies spawn, and like I said, you just kind of go about your business kind of taking enemies out. You have a host of spells, though you have 2 at the ready at any given time. Right now I have my fire spell at the ready, where if I hold down my left click, it'll charge up. So let's go ahead and try not to fuck this up. How's that sound, Mathas? I think that sounds good. We have somebody up there who is throwing shit at us. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and fire off on him. Oh god, there's somebody still alive. Right, let's go ahead and move. We'll switch up our spells to some telekinesis. There we go. Let's go ahead and do a bigger spell. Let's lock him in place. And then we should be able to hit him. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Let's try that again. Alright, it's not working. Let's go ahead and switch back to our fireball. And we'll kill him off. Alright, that's a little bit chaotic, but that's a good example as how combat works. You kind of go into a room, 4 or 5 enemies typically spawn, and depending on the enemies that are spawned, you are quickly tasked with kind of running around and using the best spells to capability and taking out those enemies before they take you out. Let's take a look at the HUD here. So the bottom right is going to show you your spells. Every spell has 3 functions. Your left click function, which is going to be your basic, your main attack. Your left click function, which is a shield, which will normally absorb 50% of the damage, though if you block at exactly the right time, you will block 100% of the damage, and sometimes a special effect will go off. And if you use both buttons, you have an AoE attack, all of which do different things. The fire one I have doing, I think it's a DOT. And that's what those symbols mean. I believe the bottom left obviously is a shield. I believe the top one is a left click, and I believe the bottom right is this. On the left-hand side, we have your shield. Those 3 pips on the right-hand side represent your life. Once those are all gone, you are dead, and you are put back at the nearest checkpoint. The checkpoints have been pretty forgiving in this game so far, and I can't really complain. And these little things that you find around will refill your shield bar. And your shield can have different aspects to it as well, and that's where a lot of the depth of the game comes from. You also can hold up to 3 different spells on you at any given time. We'll talk about that a little bit now. I have an ice spell right now, which can basically do what you would assume ice spells do, freeze enemies in place and all that stuff. And I actually have a telekinesis ability equipped right now, which is also kind of crowd control. So I have a lot of crowd control abilities right now. But as I was just saying, one of the greatest and coolest things about this game is the level of customization that it gives you. In fact, one of the biggest things in this game is its customization. Every spell has the ability to be customized to do different things. So if you want your fire spell to, instead of doing straight up damage, debuff an enemy so that other spells do more damage, you can do that. In fact, if we go ahead and pop open our inventory, we could take a look at that as we speak. So these are the spells that I have equipped currently, and each one has different things that we can do. So targeted spells, Flame Strike, which is the left click I was talking about. We got the Nova spell, Flame Nova, that's my shield, and that's a special ability it does when they hit me. And then the AoE spell, Fire Rain. We've got Kinesis over here, and we got stuff over here. That just shows you the different things. But the crux of the spell casting is involved within the crafting itself. And this is one of the cooler and the most in-depth aspect of the game, because you can do a whole lot of cool things here that you might not be able to do in other arena shooters. And again, where I think a lot of the RPG elements that they talk about come from. So you're able to craft spells. Very simple. And from here, you have 3 steps in crafting a spell. Your first step is pick the element you want a spell for. Do you want your shield spell, which, you know, I don't have a lot of stuff for that right now, or one of my 3 elements, of which, by the way, there are a bunch more elements later on in the game. Right now we have Kinesis, we have Ice, and we have Fire. Let's go ahead and craft an Ice spell. So we go ahead and click this, we can drag it over. We're going to craft an Ice spell. The next thing we want to do is figure out, well, what kind of spell are we going to create? Are we going to create a targeted spell? Are we going to create an effect for the shield? Or are we going to create an AoE spell? And the targeted spell can have a number of different effects. It could be just the blast that you do, or it could be a lob spell where it's not necessarily targeted and quote-unquote homing, but instead you can lob a spell into an area, and maybe you have the effect that after the spell hits the ground and explodes into a bunch of stuff. You might have seen that with my Kinesis spell. So right here we have all kinds of cool stuff we can choose from. So we have Dissolving Nova, which is going to be the shield. We have up here the Unleashing Pool. It tells you what it does here. It gives me a critical chance boost, critical effect multiplier, and it gives me an augmentation slot, which are these over here. We have Eroding Pool, which is going to be the Nova, the AoE ability. Disastrous Lob, this is what's going to be the targeted spell slot, the left click. And all these have different abilities, and you're also probably noticing, hey, these have different colors, almost like loot rarities. That's where the Diablo aspect comes in. So as you're fighting enemies and killing enemies, they are dropping these sigils, essentially. And they automatically come to you. You don't have to go get them. After you kill an enemy, you absorb them, essentially, and you're able to hold on to them. Each one has a rarity. Now, the longer you survive and the more enemies you kill, as you reach checkpoints, loot rarity starts to go up. So if you survive an entire level without dying, by the end, the rarity of the loot that is dropping from the enemies should be super high. But if you keep dying, the rarity of the loot that drops from enemies is going to be relatively low. So there's that risk reward to dying, because right now, as it is, there's really no punishment for dying. You get shot back to your checkpoint and you get to try again. So instead of punishing you by saying you have like 0 lives left or whatever, they punish you in loot rarity, which is an interesting concept and one that really I haven't felt too heavily here. My spells seem to, at least 2 or 3 hours in the game, really are, my spells seem to kind of get the job done no matter how difficult they are. But let's continue crafting a spell. So we got Unleashing Pool, which is, I think, an AoE spell. I think a targeted spell. So let's drag this over. We might as well use our most rare spell slot here so far. This should give me 1 augmentation slot, and then it basically is a debuff, it looks like. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then if we go over here, it'll give us an augmentation slot, which will allow us to do other things. So if we take this off, if we find something that doesn't have an augmentation slot, we might not have anything. All right, we don't have anything that doesn't have an augmentation slot. All right, so 1 augmentation slot. Then we could do something to it. So it's going to be a spell that does these things. And then the augmentation slots are essentially what specifies extra things it can do. So, for instance, I can give it Persistent Mastery, 16% status effect duration. It lasts longer. Persistent Control, status effect duration also going on longer. Actually, interesting. This is 16%. Though if you hold down Shift, it gives you all this detail. All kinds of cool things. Well, this one might not be as good. But this is like the general basic thing it can do. But this is all these things it can do. We got Enduring Controls. Let's go ahead and just slap a green one on there. Boom. Done. And then this will craft it. We just click this Unleash Freezing Pool. Craft it. And then we can go ahead and equip it. Which should give us... Maybe this is an AoE spell. It's a pool. Let's go ahead and equip it. So if we go ahead and equip, we could take a look. We've got Bank Ice 2 Unleashing Freezing Pool. So we've got that equipped. So let's go ahead and hit close. Let's go to our freezing. And is it this? Or is it this? It might be that. That's cool looking. Look at that. That is badass. So I wonder, let's actually take a look. That's one of the problems I have so far, is trying to figure out what does what. So Flame Nova. Flame Strike, AoE spell. AoE spell. AoE spell. Unleashing Freezing Pool. Oh, we can just hover over it and look. So that's our AoE spell we made. That was what it was. That looked really badass. Alright, let's continue on. So let's show you a little bit of the combat, some of the cooler features that are within the game itself. But that's the general concept. If you hit space, you kind of have this blink ability. The idea behind this game is just really fast-paced combat, high action, really trying to keep you on your toes. Again, it's very evocative of an arena shooter, and really that's what it is. It is an arena shooter at its core. It's just one that takes some cool ideas and implements them into an arena shooter. Those, by the way, up there have loot. I don't know if it's going to reach me or if I have to get close. There it is. Yeah, it should just, I would say, it should just automatically reach me. And we already have some enemies, so let's go ahead and back up. And let's try this new pool. Let's place this down right over here. And he should just get stuck there, it looks like. And with him getting stuck there, we should just be able to crush him. So building that pool is actually going to be very, very beneficial to us. And let's just drop a bunch of these pools all over the place. Again, dropping that effect duration all over the place has really helped. And we're actually, oh shit. Okay, let's focus here. We have actually a mini boss here. He's a lieutenant, and he's kicking my ass. So let's just drop that down. Oh god, alright, we gotta be careful. Let's drop that. Go back to fire. He should be there for a while. He's got growing strength, whatever that means. I just want to kill him off. Whoa, buddy! So we got Penetrating Mastery dropped off of him. So the debuffs, I believe, is like a critical strike and chance improvement. All right, we're hurting a little bit. Let's see if our shields can recharge. And we'll, yeah, our shield would recharge a little bit there. Let's go ahead and drop that down. I like this ability actually a lot. It's actually really damn good. I'm fucking up. Just keep throwing fireballs at him. I believe there's an enemy up there. I think I saw him moving around. Let's see if we can hit him. I love the sound effects of the spells too. It really sounds good. So let's hold down shift. We can sprint up here as fast as we can. Do a quick blink. And try and take him out before anything else bad happens. It looks like it might be the end of the level over there. Alright, we did kill him. Talking and playing this game, surprisingly difficult. While on stream, I have the luxury of going silent every so often. Alright, so, the encounters, as I was trying to talk about while we showed up, actually do have mini boss encounters throughout the levels. There can be special enemies that can have random features attached to them, much like Diablo can. So, I can have an enemy like that who's a lieutenant who grows stronger over time, as it said, and he has a knockdown ability. So if he gets an attack off on me and he hits me, I can get knocked down, and that can make me vulnerable for way too long. And with the with my health being so low, that could have been my end. I need to make better use of, I think, what do you call it? Better use of my blink ability and my shield ability. Being able to block and blocking at a perfect time is very, very important. So this is a checkpoint right here, and as you can see, it said on the right-hand side, rarity level increased by 1. And that's because I survived without dying, which is nice. Now, I don't know if I can get a full shield heal here, but eventually we're going to be able to fast travel to other areas, which I haven't unlocked. Again, I'm curious the length of this game because I've put about 3 to 4 hours into this game so far, and I still haven't really gone through what is essentially considered the first level. Storyline-wise, if you guys are a huge story person, you're going to end up being disappointed, I think, in this game. It's not about the story. It's pretty basic, ho-hum, generic revenge story. There's some magic going on and stuff. But overall, the story is incredibly cliche. So if you're looking for a Skyrim RPG kind of story, which this game visually might kind of present early on, kind of tamper off those expectations because the game is not about the story. Now here is these areas right here that actually, as I say that, actually tell some story, but more importantly, they drop loot. So we can come over here, we'll recharge our shields to full, and then we'll pop up in the story, and we'll get a little bit of what's going on. Basically, the idea is you're one of these special casters called a dragon, and we're taking a look at dragons in the past. I'm wearing bracelets. She's the 12th dragon. I'm wearing these bracelets that allow me to control magic. And one of the benefits of being a dragon is you have the inability to die. Every time you die, you come back.
The isolation of the Great Teeth Mountains is perfect.
Very, very generic cult story with a super powerful villain and all this other stuff.
Don't worry.
Well, we can, if we want more story, you can actually grab these journal entries and you can get it. Alright, so he should disappear. Again, game has some really cool effects, and the particle effects and the lighting in this game is gorgeous. I mean, look at this. It looks gorgeous. So we can go ahead and grab some loot now. It's going to give us, hopefully, something badass. Powered trap. So we can set trap spells. Again, really, the biggest draw for this game is its spell customization. And it does it super well, man. I like it a lot. I was going to attack her, but she's an ally.
Guess who showed up?
Me?
Bastard Rogiro.
Rogiro's the guy we're chasing. And off she goes. Destroy Rogiro the demon. It looks like we're going to have a boss fight. So at the end of every level, you have a boss fight. I had one boss fight so far, and it was pretty fun. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not entirely sure what this guy's really going to be able to do.
My patience is
So that Rogiro right there is a douchebag. He's kind of like the bad guy we're after.
Shut up, Rogiro. Putting you in the ground.
Alright, no, here comes the actual boss.
We'll see if my brain has anything to say.
Alright, he's going to jump down here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him stuck. Now, this AoE attack is going to be our biggest... Oh, shit! Okay, alright, let's focus here. We got some enemies around. Oh, Rogiro's actually fighting. He's been the guy we've been chasing so far. I wonder if he's just a pawn in something much bigger. Whoa, he dropped a bomb. Alright, let's see if we can get him trapped. Okay, I don't know what's going on. He's a lieutenant, whatever the hell that means. But he's taking a lot of damage. Oh, shit! Alright, I need to take out these ranged people. Okay, relax, man. I kind of want... Oh, is this Rogero? Or was Rogero the demon? No, he's a lieutenant. Let's go ahead and light him on fire. Oh, look, I like how you're not helping me, lady. You have magical powers just like I do, and you could be helping, but you're not. Okay, let's just go ahead and drop that down. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to ice real quick. What is that attack? We're hitting some crits, which is nice, but I want him dead, and I think I finally got him. Alright, so we're now focusing on what is presumably Demon Boy, and he did not freeze in place, which is really unfortunate. Now, I think our fire AoE actually does some debuffing, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that on him. Yeah, I do have his attention now, and I wish you would frickin' help me. Alright, good. We can freeze him in place. Let's go ahead and drop some fully charged fireballs. We can charge our attacks by holding down the left mouse button. And that is incredibly powerful. This ability to freeze him in place has just... Whoa! I kind of want to keep him frozen again. Let's see if I can get him frozen up here. It looks like the answer is no. I am debuffing him with this attack, though. Well, you could tell if something is debuffed just by its aura. So when something has blue flames around it, you've debuffed him at some point. So he should be more susceptible to certain attacks. Did I get him? So I'm trying to figure out what this health is at the bottom. What that green bar is. It's like charging every time I hit him? Okay, let's not have him hit me with spells. Ow. I don't know where that came from because I didn't see him throw it. He is taking a beating. Let's see if we can get him stuck. Ah, we can. So that green bar might be how long I'm allowed to have him stunned for. And as I beat on him, that might be like a stamina type deal. So far, we're actually doing some decent damage. Kind of keeping our distance. Having fun with that. Okay, no thank you, sir. Again, the game is very gorgeous to look at. I think it's very, very pretty in its scenery. Let's keep you stuck there. I might try the gravity thing on him at some point. 505 fucking damage. Let's see if we could try keeping him stuck in a gravity well. I just don't know if that's something I can actually do. He's green. I don't know what the green thing is. I wonder if the green buff is like how powerful he is. But his health bar is obviously the red one. I don't know what. I don't want to deal with him being close. He's got a fire thing around him. I don't know what that means. I'm going to try and get some free loot here. I think I got that. Let's try the gravity well on him and see if I can get him stuck with that. Oh, I can. Cool. I like it. Is there another... I thought I saw another thing I could loot. Yeah, of course it's mad now. Say the same thing over and over again, bitch. Come on. Keep his distance. He's actually not a very difficult boss. Ow! As I say that, he crushes one of my shields right immediately. Just need to keep doing these crits. Let's keep him debuffed if I can. Okay, moving, blinking. Let's get him debuffed here. I can't remember what the debuff does, but I really want to keep him debuffed if I can. I was hoping that was going to be enough. Yeah, it's almost done as right. My asshole, lady. If you could fight with me, that'd be phenomenal. Ooh, that was a good shot. Whoa. Is his head like a weak spot? I don't know. I think it was the debuff. Whoop. Look, I'm working on it. I'm trying to maintain like a decent distance. Sweet, and we got a bunch of loot. Ah, beautiful. And we got an orange item. That is awesome. So there you go. You can actually take a quick look up at him detailed. Texture's a little bit up close, a little bit ugly, but from a distance, not bad. I really don't think it's a bad looking game. I'm actually very impressed with what they've been able to pull off. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. I just keep finding myself saying that. It's not a deep game. The crafting is pretty deep, but as far as story is concerned and all that stuff, it's not exactly the most deep game in the world. And it's not an open world. It's an arena shooter. But I keep finding myself saying, that's a ton of fun. So at the end of every level, we come across these things, which unlock an element for us. Okay, thanks, buddy.
The etheria you gathered from Rogiro now gives you the ability to fast travel between vortex pools.
Yay.
Useful. There are limitations. You may only
So we can go back to older levels and play through them again, essentially.
There's always a catch, right? That's fine. Roth,
Yes.
Rogiro's dead, but you promised me Shax. Where is he?
I believe you are ready. Come, let us plan.
All right. So when you get to the end of the level, you get to unlock these, and they usually let you choose one of two elements. Last time it was either lightning or telekinesis. This time it's either lightning or corruption. Corruption sigils cause the target to become infected with parasites. The spell's attunement dramatically changes how the spell behaves. Let's take that one because that sounds really cool. And we'll go to the next level and check out what that spell does. Again,
That's tricky.
the real draw here is instead of having a billion different weapons, you have a billion different spells, and those spells you can fine tune to what you want to do.
Benefactor has in mind.
All right, I don't know what this guy wants. Let's take a look. I mean, I'm interested in the story, as cliche as it is, because it's kind of cool. But again, it's not incredibly deep or anything. It's very cliche.
I will work together for now. I'll be his eyes and ears. Our first target.
So we're just going level to level, killing somebody, just whatever it costs.
Roth says that Shax is tied to the cult of Mathas.
The cult of Mathas? That's unfortunate.
Their depravity runs as deep as the snows of the great.
Pretty cool animations, actually. These cutscenes look pretty gorgeous. Very smooth looking, very inky. Almost, you'd say like Street Fighter 4-ish in its inky kind of animation. That's a good explanation, Mathas. Inky animation. Alright, let's take a look at the next spell. So we should have 4 spells at our disposal now. I don't know if we're allowed to have more than 3 equipped. I don't know if we have to choose. If we do, I'll get rid of telekinesis. Fire and ice have been my beck and call pretty much the entire game so far. As you can see, ice is incredibly useful, and telekinesis seems to do the same thing that ice does. So maybe corruption will be something a little bit different, a little bit more fun. Infecting someone with parasites sounds like damage over time. Maybe we can mess with that and have it like blow up and spawn like little bugs that we can then use to work with us or something. That sounds really cool. Just taking guesses. I don't really know. Alright, here we are. Let's see. Can I hit 4? 3? 1? 2? No. Equip. Can I? So if I want to get rid of this. Alright. So I don't... Oh, I forgot to talk about the synthesis. So let's actually hit this real quick. Synthesis is actually pretty important too, because it's basically the ability to dump loot you've gathered that you don't like or don't need anymore and make it something else. So we can, like, for instance, we could deconstruct something, break apart a spell to extract one of the original components. So if you want one of the 2 or multiple, if you have many different modifiers on it, back, you could deconstruct a spell and take one of those components back. Makes sense, very easy. Reforge is what I'm talking about. You're able to take things you don't want anymore and make better stuff. So if I say don't want volatile trap anymore, we can go ahead and click Reforge, and we can hope that we're going to get something else. And we have to fill this bar. That's the thing. So, for instance, like one of my million tactical shields, we could just start dumping all this trash loot into here. That way you don't fill this up with this garbage you don't want anymore. And as this bar fills, once it's filled, it will randomly give you another spell. Again, simple to understand, really cool addition, and allows you to get some more loot. If you are a loot whore like I am, again, this is going to be a fun game for you. I really want to get rid of this. I just don't know how. Is there maybe something else? Is it this maybe? It might be this. Sigil assignment. Yes, okay, so this is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Really unfocused sigil. It will lose all leveling progress. Yeah, we'll get rid of it for now. I want to put this up here. Bam, done. We can actually keep that on. But there we go. 3 focused sigils all you're allowed to have. So we can have that now. And if we click 3... Oh. So we can grow like, ew,
So
gross.
Look, I saw
Let's
those
take a look
echoes
at what
of the
these
other
do.
dragon. What happened to her?
That's kind of cool looking, to be honest. What's the AoE? This looks like a trap almost.
And what you
And our hands get all really nasty, which is cool. I'm ignoring this guy completely. Let's go to crafting and see what we can craft here. So we want corruption, quenching nova, sounds like a shield. Oh, just look at this, it's a shield. Unwavering trap, probably an AoE. Panic nova, eroding pool, disastrous lob, area of arcanist. Let's go ahead and make a trap.
I just want revenge.
I'm ignoring him. And we'll do, it'll last longer. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll go and equip it. I'm very interested in checking this out. Aha! So we drop a trap here, and if it gets activated, boom, it blows up. Awesome. So now we're in a winter zone. Ooh, shattered moon looks beautiful. Some recharge of our shield. But let's just go ahead and start moving around the level a little bit. I want to try out this corruption. A lot of fun things. And I love that if you just don't like how a spell works, you can just modify it immediately. You know, I was impressed with the game.
Tell the griffin not to worry. I made it.
I was impressed with the game back at PAX East last year when I tried it. And I'm really happy that I was, because this game is definitely a cool game. Okay. So I don't know, is it... I didn't read this. Oh, he just... Okay, so it's like, what does it do? Does it just... Oh, okay, so it is. It's like a timed explosion. Interesting. Very interesting. I like how it kind of swarms into him and then it blows up. Here, just take a gross one. Alright, you're dead. Interesting. I wonder if we could, like I said, make it later, like do something much cooler. My fire spells are utter garbage right now. I want to see if I can mess with my fire a little bit. I want a more targeted thing. Not a panic nova. Eroding pool. This sends AoE. Dissolving nova. There's no other stats. Charged lob. Volatile lob. Impacting pool. Volatile trap. Powered trap. Persistent nova. Dissolving nova. Powered nova. Go ahead and slap that in there. And crit chance multiplier. Let's go ahead and craft it. Let's equip it. I don't know if this is what I made. I don't think so. Yeah, I think I increased this thing. The Nova thing, like, for some reason confuses me. But we should have a better spell now. And the spell's effects in your hands will also change the more you do different things. But I want to see how much damage this will do. Oh, God. And I do like that if I kill something with fire, like a critical strike, it'll end up disintegrating in front of me, which I think is freaking cool. Let's go ahead and just throw this at him. See you later, bud. Alright, let's just mess around a little bit more. I need to learn... Okay, that actually takes a while to charge. One of the stats that you can mess with is the charging stat. So if you want something to charge faster, you can actually equip something that will allow the spell to charge faster. It's very important. Again, there comes a lot of strategy. So if you see enemies far away and you have time to charge, you have that ability. Let's just drop that up there and see if there's anything up here. So there's a scroll up here. We can grab this. I don't think it does anything, but we'll grab it anyway. Not a lot of exploration involved, and that's a little bit unfortunate, I'd say. I mean, I've played plenty of arena shooters that allow you to kind of explore. There's a very minimal amount of exploration allowed in this game. Not any really secrets that I've found. Just kind of side rooms that are pretty obviously there. I'd love to see some more secrets in this game. Maybe later on in the game there will be some more secrets. But as of right now, there have been no secrets so far. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have ourselves... let's go ahead and go to this. And let's give ourselves a full-on charge trap here. I don't know how many it's going to hit. Hopefully it's going to hit all of them. Whoa! They're getting... Oh, Jesus. Oh, they get hit super hard. Wow, that trap, like, super crits them. It doesn't disable them like the ice one does. But if I could drop that before encountering an army, I'm, like, super critting them. That is awesome. one thing I totally forgot to show off. There's just more elements as I play. I'm like realizing that I have not shown off. Let's go ahead and drop that. Drop that in him. Hopefully it'll blow up and... Ew, gross. So we open up this. We do have upgrade sigils. I forgot about this when I was playing. So as you play, the more you level up, you get sigils to help upgrade yourself. These will just be passive upgrades. So like, you just level up as you play the game. Very simple. So like damage dealt, faster charging, and it doesn't pause apparently while you're doing that. And I'm dead. I didn't realize it didn't pause. Well, that sucks. Loot rarity was reset because of that. Unfortunate. I think everything ends up respawning in general. I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. I think it's like it all just didn't happen kind of thing. Oh no. Maybe not. For some reason I thought it did. I like corruption though. I very much enjoy having like, the way I like to play these types of games or just have any magic in general is to like basically just have one spell that's my damage dealer and have all other spells be things that in like basically basically help that spell or that ability do more damage. I'm very much of a passive kind of guy when it comes to abilities and leveling up. So it did reset, obviously. Just not everything reset. Let's go ahead and drop that. Let's go ahead and drop that. Now let's see what kind of crit I can get done here. That was a shit crit. Another shitty crit. Unfortunate. Alright, well, I think you kind of get the point as to what this game's about, and I hope you guys got a kind of good insight as to what this game's about. Don't let it fool you, or don't let other people fool you. It's not incredibly deep or like this amazing, you know, mix of all these games. It's an arena shooter with some elements from other games, light elements from other games, mind you, with the exception of the spellcrafting system. The spellcrafting system really takes what might be an average arena shooter and brings it above the rest, because you can customize that play experience. You can customize your favorite spells to do what you want, and that is what makes this game a lot of fun. The combat is satisfying, the game really keeps you on your toes, and the elements that are here are responsive and work really, really well. I just think that crafting thing really brings it from average to pretty far above average. It's really fun. The word I keep going back to is fun, because I think that's the word that best describes this game. This has been Lichdom Battlemage, everybody. Currently available for $40 on Steam or your regional equivalent. You can check it out right now in the link description below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.